Good morning. This is Joe, the Panhandle Prepper, and this is the first video that I'm doing here. And I guess I'll just give a quick little background on why I'm doing these. And I mean, there's lots of videos out there already. But first of all, I live in the deep south. I live in the Panhandle, and things are different here when you prep compared to up north, or through the Carolinas, or maybe even up further north, or even in Alaska where it's a lot colder. It's just sweltering hot down here, and a lot of things are different here in the Panhandle. And so over the past several years doing this prepping thing, I learned a lot on prepping, and a lot of mistakes and a lot of things that I've done wrong. And I just wanted to share some things that I've learned over the years with other people out there that maybe they're just starting out, and maybe they've been doing it for a while, but I just want to kind of give back a little bit of what I've learned. And I've learned a lot of things off a lot of other people off of YouTube, and a lot of people sacrifice a lot of time and a lot of effort to help other people. And so this is just my part of what I can do to try to help some other folks along the way. Now, I'm going to cover a lot of different things in this channel, maybe some things that other folks don't cover just because of my experience and background. Prior military and martial arts, and worked for a lot of self-defense contractors through the years. And but anyway, that's just a small part of this, is personal defense, and building this is my first small farm that I've had, and so I've had to learn a lot about chickens, a lot about rabbits, a lot about building structures, a lot about paying people to build structures, and how to get materials cheaply. And that's the number one thing, is when you're on a budget, and whether you're self-employed or work for Taco Bell or make a lot of money, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you prep, you need not to spend a lot of money. And the thing that drives me crazy excuse me, about prepping, and how big and how medialized it's become, where people are making money off of this stuff left and right. That's not the purpose of prepping, is to get rich off of your ideas, and that drives me crazy. So the day that I start charging or making requests for money for this prepping stuff, I just need to quit. That's not what it's all about. Prepping is about community. Prepping is about helping people, about putting your heart out there, and being solid so your family can depend on you, and so your friends can also lean on you, depend on you also. It's about leadership. It's not about being a mooch and taking off what you can get off of other people. If you're not preparing, then you don't deserve to be part of a group that is preparing. It's that simple. So there's things that need to be done personally for you and your family, and you don't have to spend a lot of money doing it. So part of this channel is going to be some ideas on how to save money. Yes, you do have to put money out there, but you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and get elaborate things. There's a lot of things you can get for free. A lot of things that are cheap that you can do, and there may be some other ideas and other ways that people do things, that different ways that I do things, and I'm always open to learn and to grow. The day that you're closed-minded and think that you've got everything, you've been defeated. You have to be very open-minded and look at other people's ideas, and that's part of this channel too. So as people maybe post back to me or whatever else, criticism's fine, and you're going to get that no matter what when you go public with your opinions and your beliefs. But what I want to do is open up some communication for other people, and maybe I'll grow and learn through this thing too. And as you try to be a help, you usually are the one that's getting blessed. That's usually how this thing works. But anyway, we're going to talk about chickens, we're going to talk about rabbits, I'm going to talk about roosters. I've got a rooster next to me here, big old rooster, and he was killing a bunch of my chickens when I introduced some new chickens, and had to figure out how to stop that. I'm getting ready to reintroduce him to his new harem, his new flock, where he's going to give me some more little bitties, and so I don't have to pay for them, and that's why we got them. And I live out in a fairly rural area. I do have some neighbors. Everybody's got 1 to 3 acres around me, so we're spread out a little bit. And I did ask some of those neighbors about, I have I think 3 or 4 roosters right now on my property, and I did ask them, make sure that they were okay with them making noises. I want to be considerate. And down the road, I'm going to make some videos about, what to do with your rooster who won't shut up. There are some tricks you can do to make your rooster stop crowing. And you're going to need those kind of little tricks, because if things get bad and we have a situation where you have to be quiet, you need to shut those roosters up, because they're going to show you, they're going to advertise a food source to people around you that are desperate, that haven't been preparing and been lazy. So that's something we'll cover down the road, something I've had to deal with. So it's been a lot of fun, and as you can see in the background, we've got a bunch of rabbits running around. I've lost count how many I've got. I've got a bunch of them, and we've got a bunch of them in the freezer already, and I've got a bunch of them that are getting ready to be in the freezer, and I've got some mamas that are pregnant, and I've got 2 stud little rabbits, and built all my own cages and covers, and used all kinds of wood crates and stuff like that. We'll go over that stuff later on to keep the costs down. Most of my rabbits I got for free, using Craigslist and stuff like that to start building up my supply. And so that's a great thing, and it's a lot of fun, and I learned a lot, a whole lot over the years doing this thing, just with rabbits alone. I've got several different chicken houses that I've built, some of them for free, some of them cost me a little bit of money, but I've got stages. I've got several different chicken houses in stages where I can put a bunch of them. Now, where I live, there's snakes all over the place, and there's all kinds of wildlife, and you got possums, stealing your eggs, and raccoons, and hawks and eagles and all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. So I've had to do things a little bit different. I can't just let my birds run around because they won't last. I'll show you down the road. I'll show you up in the sky. I don't see anything right now, but I've grown to learn some of the feeding times. You've got some birds around here that come out during certain times of the day, and so you can let them out and let them loose. You have to be real careful. So to protect my investment, every one of my chicken houses has a cover on it. That's just important. There you go. That's a silky you hear. There's the one down the road. You hear another one in the background. But I've got a silky rooster over here, and I've got a Rhode Island red rooster over here, and I've got the leghorn roosters over there. Several of them are getting ready to be butchered off. So a lot of things going on. Firewood. I'm talking about firewood. I do burn some firewood in order to keep warm when it does get cold. It gets cold enough here where I live, where there's ice on the ground, and you get a little bit of snow just once in a great while. But it's a different climate. I'm not used to it. I've been in this area now for just under 10 years, so I've had to learn a lot about this area and the bugs, and it's hot. And so when you prep in an area, in a climate like this, you have to prep differently. When the power goes out and you have food that's stored up and it's getting over 110 degrees, your heat index is up to 110, 115, your food is going to spoil quickly. So you have to take that in consideration and find your coolest points in your house, and prep, and your containers that you use, and you can insulate them and keep them cooler. There's all kinds of things you can do. So it's going to be my best attempt. It's going to be pretty much a raw video kind of an idea here. I'm not going to be doing a bunch of fancy editing and doing all that kind of stuff. What you see is kind of what you get. 52 cards, I guess there is, and it's on the face, and here it is to try to be a blessing to you, be a help. So, my name is Joe. I call myself the Panhandle Prepper for now in these videos, and that's about it. I'm checking my time. Got a little bit more time to talk, I guess. So this will be the first video, and I hope you get a blessing from these ideas. I hope you get some things that you can do, and maybe some ideas that I've gotten over the years that you haven't seen before. I'll show you my mistakes, and I'll show you how I can, what I need to do in the future to protect these things and to change these things and make things run smoother. All right, and so that's just it. And so the last couple minutes, I just want to give a thank you to a lot of people. I won't mention them by names, but there's been a lot of people out there that have been very helpful to me in learning how to do some prep. Some people local. I've got a great community of folks that are like-minded, old-fashioned kind of stuff. The whole prepping idea, it's not a new idea. Let me say this, I think I have a couple minutes left, is the prepping idea is not a new idea. It's been around since way before the Great Depression. It's just changed names and got mediaized and glamorized, and people try to make money off this stuff. So it's really not cool to try to make a bunch of money off this stuff. All right, I'm going to end this video here. I'll do another one in just a couple minutes, maybe give you a quick little tour of a few little things, and we'll go from there. Thank you.